A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. Those who are watching and listening, fellow researchers and participants of the 7th International Research Conference on Multidisciplinary Studies and Technology for this year 2024. So, it is an honor to present to you today a study that addresses one of the most pressing issues in governance, which is the transparency. So, by the way, I am Abdarrahman Jawwad. I am currently pursuing my postgraduate degree in Mindanao State University, Main Campus, Marawi City, Philippines. I am currently working under the Bangsamoro Transition Authority under the office of Member of the Parliament Said M. Sheikh. So somehow we have first-hand insight into the governance challenges and opportunities in BARM, a region currently navigated by the Bangsamoro Transition Authority during its transition period to becoming a regular government after decades of conflict. So today, I will take you through a study entitled Bureaucratic Transparency and Effectiveness in Implementation of Social Services in Bangsamoro Government. Okay, so this study examines how transparency can strengthen governance. So this is not just about theories or ideas. It's about real, actionable steps to ensure that governance in Bangsamoro region delivers on its promise of moral governance. So, okay. So, now let me start by explaining what's happening in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or the BARM. Okay, so the BARM is a region in the southern part of the Philippines with a unique status and unique circumstances compared to other regions. It is established as a result of the peace agreement between the government of the Philippines and Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or the MILF. Now, BARM enjoys a higher degree of autonomy and self-governance. In fact, it has its own parliament, which has legislative powers over specified areas such as fiscal matters, Sharia law implementation, and natural resources management, among others. So this autonomy allows BARM to have more control over its affairs and pursue the development of its predominantly Muslim population while still remaining a part of the Philippines. Now, it is important to note that the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARM, was established to replace the former arm of the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, now granting the Bangsamoro people greater autonomy. However, BARM now is still in its transition period, and building a fully functioning government takes time. So hopefully, the real progress lies in the long-term development that this new government can bring, inshallah. Okay, so now we have to understand that the success of any government does not rest solely in the hands of the governing body. Now, in this case, the success of BARM does not rest solely in the hands of Bangsamoro government. The active participation of the public is required. That is why governance is a shared responsibility. And it is through collaboration between government and its people that the vision of a peaceful, just, and prosperous Bangsamoro can be achieved. Okay? So imagine living in a region recovering from decades of conflict. Okay, there's hope, there's potential, but there are also immense challenges. Okay, so how do you build trust between the government and the people? How do you ensure that services like healthcare, education, and infrastructure reach everyone, especially those in underserved communities. Now, this is the reality faced by the Bangsamoro region. Okay, and we are talking about transparency here. So, transparency, which means making sure people know that what the government is doing. Okay, it is essential in this process. Okay, because it helps citizens trust their leaders and ensures government actions are aligned with the people's need. Okay, so however, despite some progress, Burma still struggles with challenges like citizens not having enough say in decisions, also the ongoing learning curve in government operational systems, and unequal access to services, especially in rural areas. So these are the key challenges present that we will be talking about in this presentation. Okay, so for the purpose of this study, these are the three key goals in this study. So how transparency can improve delivery of social services. So that's one. Another one is let's examining how being open about government action can make governance more effective. Meaning, it examines how transparency can make governance more effective. Okay, and the third one is the connecting the transparency efforts with the idea of moral governance. Now, what is moral governance? Moral governance is good governance with the application, observation, or incorporation of Islamic principles in its implementation. Okay, so that's moral governance. From the word moral, doing what is right and uh, encouraging doing what is right and forbidding what is wrong. Okay, so that's moral governance. So in simpler terms, this study asks how can we make Bangsamoro government more open and fair so it can serve its people better. Okay, that's the purpose of the study. For the methods, so this study was conducted uh, by using literature-based approach, which means that the researcher looked at reports, studies, and examples from other places to understand the situation in Barm. Okay, so this is a secondary data. Okay, so the focus area here is the event transparency, uh, which includes publication of reports and others, etc. Excuse me. And progress transparency, like citizen participation. Now, let's talk more about that later. So, for evaluation, we are trying to compare BARM practices with global best practices. Okay. Now, in key findings. So, uh, they, on the positive side, BARM has made progress in event transparency now, as I have mentioned earlier. Now, what is event transparency? For example, the Bangsamoro government are now publishing financial reports and updates about government programs. So this is a good start because it lets people see where their taxes or resources are going. Okay. However, there are still big gaps, especially in process transparency. Now, in process transparency, many citizens don't have a voice in government decisions, which weakens the trust. Okay? Trust to the government. Also, services are not delivered equally. Urban areas often get more attention, while rural communities, almost if not all, are left behind. So, in this study, This study suggests using tools like e-governance platforms, which are online systems that make it easier for people to access information and services. Okay, so challenges. We have the following challenges. So inconsistent transparency across ministry. Though there are ministries that are regularly updating the public on their operations, there are also others who cannot, which cannot bring regular updates due to bureaucratic challenges in their operation. So that's one factor that hinders their ability to provide updates, and many more. Limited citizen engagement in decision making. Okay, so during this transition period, not all the Bangsamoro are properly represented due to the fact that this period is a transition period. So not all the appointed officials there in parliament are came from the different parts of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. So hopefully this will be enhanced right after the first regular parliamentary election in Bar. Weak institutional capacity. Not this means that the programs or the initiatives of every, if not all, the departments or ministries, agencies, offices under the Bangsamoro government is still developing. So it is experimental in their part, and then as time goes by, they learn how to manage them effectively and efficiently. So time will tell the success of these operations that they have. And then inequities in rural versus urban service delivery. So as we have mentioned before, urban areas oftentimes being served as compared to rural areas due to the accessibility due to accessibility to those said areas. So these are the challenges for the Bangsamoro government that they should address. No? Even that there are people from far-flung areas, they have to get there and give the services, deliver the services intended and deserved by those people. Okay. Now, recommendations. We have many recommendations here, but these are the major ones. Enhanced transparency mechanisms. Now, this means creating a system where all ministries share their reports and updates in a standardized way. For example, there is a centralized website, website which could make it easy for anyone, even in remote areas, to find out, in order to find out what the government is doing. For example, a website with specific data, okay, specific data that uh, I can, I have the right to access. Like, for example, I want to filter what kind of programs and services that have been rendered in my place. So I'll just click there, and then I will filter the not other areas, so it can only show the data in my place. So that's the example. Second is the public engagement. It needs to be strengthened. Conduct consultation and actively incorporate citizens' feedback. So, of course, there should be community conversation, community dialogue, and then ask the public, ask the people, what they want, or what they want the government to know, so that if necessary actions is required, uh, they can work on it. Okay, and then another one is improve accountability systems. So regular audits with public reports, in the part of the government, uh, checking whether resources are being used properly, and then publishing those results for everyone to see. So that's the accountability systems in the part of government side. Okay, so for the public, awareness campaigns for citizen feedback mechanisms. So give a chance for the citizens to share feedback, whether through suggestion boxes, online forums, or community meetings. Okay, also invest in organizational capacity now. Recruit skilled staff and expand digital infrastructure. Okay, recruit skilled staff. Also, maybe conduct training, provide training for those who are already in the workforce of the government. Uh, Expand digital infrastructure. This is the expand digital infrastructure to the rural areas so that they can have the access to internet, and then they will be able to get the information be uh, that they should learn. Okay, and then collaborate with international organizations uh, in order to realize any of these organizational capacity. Okay, and then promote equitable service delivery. Okay, prioritize underserved areas with resource allocation maps and established monitoring systems. So, of course, we should not. The government should not leave those in rural areas alone. If they happen to give them what do you call this services, and that it should be maintained. What do you call this? It should be maintained, then provide establish a monitoring system so you can know whether it is successful or not. Now, adapt global best practices. Okay, learn from e-governance and participatory models. For example, in Rwanda and Brazil, so they have initiatives in transparency uh, that may that makes their government effective. Okay, decentralized decision making for local needs. So those are the recommendations. Now, let's move in real world impact. Now, why does this matter? Because transparency is not just about publishing reports, it's about building trust. When people know what the government is doing, they feel more connected to it. Okay, so this trust reduces corruption and ensures resources are used widely. Okay, for social services, transparency means everyone has the accessibility in it. Okay, timeliness, you give the social service you give the social services delivery in its time, right time. Okay, and equity. Everyone, for example, affected should should receive a service delivery equally. Equally. Oh, yes. Whether what status they have in society. Okay. Then the post conflict stability, strengthen inclusive governance. So uh, particularly that now that there are peace and order, you include everyone, not just Bangsamoro, but also the settler communities which are non-Moro people, or particularly non-Muslim people, and the indigenous people. You include them in governance, okay? Which the Bangsamoro government is doing right now. Okay, institutional development. Okay, as I have said earlier, that enhance capacity for sustainable reforms. In case of the employees, provide them training, hire skilled workers, in the internet accessibility in rural areas. So this can lead to sustainable development. Okay, institutional development. So in conclusion, transparency is the foundation of good governance. Okay? It helps citizens trust their leaders. ensures services are delivered fairly, and strengthens the bond between the government and its people. Okay, so okay, while BARM has made progress, there's still work to be done, especially in including citizens in decision making and making services more accessible in rural areas. So if BARM can address these challenges, it will not only improve the lives of its people, but also set an example for other regions facing similar struggles, not only in the country, maybe, or but around the globe. Okay, so addressing gaps in transparency will bridge the divide between the government and citizens, of course, because the trust will rise. Okay, there will be a trust between the government, uh, from the people to the government, and effective implementation will strengthen BARM's governance framework and post-conflict stability. Of course, because since the people or the public are empowered because they know what their government is doing, that they will uh, participate in the decision making because they feel a sense of ownership, belongingness. Okay, so they will be working together and eventually achieve a successful governance. Okay, so before I end my presentation, let me have this concluding statement, as you might call it. Okay, uh, everything happening in BARM right now is not fixed or permanent. Many things could change as time goes on. Some aspects of governance and service delivery may improve. Okay? Some aspects of governance and service delivery may improve, while others, may Allah forbid, might face setbacks. Okay? There is no perfect government. Okay, but Barn is still in its transitional phase, transition period, and it has yet to become a fully regular government. This means the system is still evolving and many foundational elements are being shaped now. That is what the public should understand. As a government in transition, Barn faces challenges, but it also holds immense potential to bring lasting peace, progress, and fairness to its people. Okay? So transparency, accountability, and participation are key to achieving these goals. Okay? The success of BARM will depend not only on the government's effort, but also on the active involvement and trust of its citizens. So together, they can shape a future that fulfills the promise of self-determination and builds a Bangsamoro region that truly serves everyone. So I hope everyone has learned something from this presentation. I know that this study needs more enrichment because just as I have said that this many things could have changed as time goes on. So this could be enriched maybe in the future years from now or who knows. But yes, I am very thankful to the to everyone watching, listening, those organizing committee of this seventh International Research Conference, uh, multidisciplinary studies on and technology. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't memorize uh, the organizing committee of this seventh International Research Conference on Multidisciplinary Studies and Technology. Okay, multidisciplinary studies and technology for this year. Maybe sometime we will be seeing each other, maybe in the future. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.